I try to get used to that delay radio, but I can never get used to that. I like how I stopped in the delay radio thing. I'm like, oh yeah, we got to do that. So hey everybody, D here, and I am taking the place of Steve North for today. He is hanging with Flo-rida. Actually, he's in Florida, but I decided that Florida is now pronounced
That's the same thing. Same thing. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to Miami. It's the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
In Miami. You mean
Miami?
They have delicious pork sandwiches down there.
Hi, papi.
Elotes. We're going to get flagged.
Oh, yeah.
That's racist. That's cultural appropriation.
No, it's not. It's delicious. All I was saying was food words.
Yes. Yeah, who doesn't like pork with pickles? Come on.
Yeah. So on this week's episode of Delay Radio, we have stolen fajitas and airport people from the Honch. Oh, yeah, and Honch is with us.
Hi.
He's here.
Good to see all of here. Good for all of you to hear me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're going to post on your Facebook, and we're so glad that you can hear us.
Yes.
Your Facebook is mine.
Yeah, so add us on Facebook so we can write on your Facebook.
Yes.
I will personally post all kinds of crap to your Facebook.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh shoot! So
shoot,
son!
Shoot, dang boy!
You know,
I'm also here too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The Jethro is here.
You really suck at introducing people, dude. Where's Steve at?
Yeah, where is
Get him back here.
Yeah, Steve. If you hear this down in Flo-rida,
please call in. We need your help.
write us a letter.
The wheels are coming off, man. We miss you.
Send us one of them postcards, man.
Let him drive.
I like a good.
Hold 30 seconds.
Oh, God.
All right, so my lack of acknowledgement. we're gonna kick you guys off. Honch, we would love to hear about your traveling escapades.
Oh my goodness. So my quote unquote real job makes me sit in the airport for like most of my life. And so the only relaxation I get is when I'm not there, because people in the airport. So just imagine, if you can, take all the annoying people you've ever met in your life, in your absolute every single one that you've ever met in your life, ever.
Yeah.
And take them and stuff them in a plane together, all 300 of them, put them in the same metal unit together, put them 30,000 feet in the air so you can't get out.
And pressurize
it. Matter of fact, you might want to depressurize it at that point, but the airlines, Delta Airlines, seems to think that we should pressurize it. So we get up there, and I'm sitting in the airport. First thing, I'm going through security. And they're like, all right, we'll take your shoes off because, you might have a hand grenade in your shoe or something.
That's when you start lighting your shoelaces on fire.
Right. Wait, what should I do with this pipe bomb? Yeah.
These are Yankee Candle shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get
under 8 ounces.
I get into 3 ounces now. I get into security, and I'm walking through, and the guy's like, all right, so everybody take your shoes off. So I take my shoes off, and I realize I'm the jerk in line because I have the smelliest, grossest feet ever. Like, nasty. Like,
did people notice?
They said, "Sir, we're gonna have you bend over."
the lady in front of me, I could see, like, you know how you can tell when somebody notices that you're disgusting? They got like that look on their face, like that look, and then but I can see her like kind of turning her head because she's trying not to look at me. But she can smell my feet. I know she can because I can smell my feet. And if I can smell them, then she can definitely smell them. So anyway, I'm standing behind her. I'm all gross in line. This is after a hard day of 2 hours worth of work. And so I'm in line. She's grossed out. I'm grossed out. We get in there, and the guy's like, if you have your laptop or your iPad or anything bigger than a cell phone, just take it out and put it in its own bin. The lady in front of me has like 47 electrical devices.
She climbs into the bin.
She had so many electrical devices. She had like 7 bins. So anyway, we get all the way through and everything. Of course, she doesn't, nice Sally Johannesson or Sally Smith or whatever her white American name was. She doesn't get searched. I get halfway through security, and they're like, you with the beard and bald head, get over here. Anyway, long story short, I'm like 2 seconds from getting fingered to death by the TSA agent. The guy's got they make me put my hands back up. They're like patting me down, and the guy's like, I'm just going to use the back of my hand to pat you down. So he takes the back of his hand, and he literally molests me for like 4 minutes right there in front of everybody, just rubbing me up and down and up and down. Then he takes 4 fingers. 4 fingers. I know where you think this is going, but it's not.
You're doing the Nixon
the
peace
Nixon
symbols.
4 fingers. He takes these 4 fingers that are on his body, not mine, and then takes them and puts them inside my waistband. Starts at the back, works his way all the way to the front. Now I'm thinking to myself, is this really necessary? Like, what are you searching for in my waistband? He's like, well, sir, we have reason to believe you may have something around your crotch area. I'm like, yeah, but you started by my butt. And so he started all the way in the back, went all the way around to the front.
That's not my crotch area.
Yeah, right. My crotch starts in the front. You started in the back.
Yeah, you have to take anatomy classes to work for the TSA.
Yeah, and now I think you're just trying to get your funnies
So,
going.
okay, was he positioned behind you, or did he do a wrap around?
He went all the way around. Yeah, he was in front of me, and he went all the way around to the back. And I'm thinking to myself, you just put your face up against my junk. Like, I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, anybody who wants to smash their face into my junk, I'm good with it. Whoa.
Ooh, whoa.
Wicked. Was that the Wrap It Up song?
That was the 1 minute warning.
So anyway, I finally make it through TSA, and I decide I got to go to the bathroom. And what does the bathroom at an airport smell like? Old Mexican food. That's what it smells like.
Yeah.
So I walk in, and there is some gentleman. I'm trying to take a pee, and some guy's in the stalls behind me, and he is taking the dump of his life. Like, life-changing dump. And it's just like, so the time you get to the airport, all the way until the time you reach your destination, it is nothing but a cluster. No, I can't say that. It's normally I would say a cluster F, but it's just a giant pile of poop from one end to the other.
It's just one big poop train
one giant Alabama poop train from the time you get there until the time you leave, and that is why.
Nice name drop.
Yeah. Well, that's why I need this podcast to take off so I can quit my job, pretty much.
That's gonna be on a T-shirt someday.
So yeah, if you guys have any awesome, like any of the listeners out there, if you guys have any awesome airport stories, I want to hear them, because that is material for years and years and years. Yeah, it is nonstop. So what's the email address?
Oh, it's delayradiocomedy@gmail.com.
There you go. So hit us up on that with your ridiculous airport stories, because I know they're out there. And yeah, like the guy taking the dump of his life. I'm pretty sure he's never taken a dump before in his life, because it sounded painful. It was like,
it's like that skit from Austin Powers. Who does number 2 work for?
Well, apparently number 2 doesn't work for that guy, because it sounded horrible.
He was a subcontractor. He's gonna get a 1099 after this.
Oh, it was so bad, and that's just one of them. I have a million of them.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. I think I have time to share mine. I want to share mine now that you mentioned sharing.
Yeah, please.
So I was on a plane.
Let's share.
And the Honch. Actually, all the guys in this room know me really well. From a travel perspective, I think Honch has probably a better idea. He's seen me while I'm traveling and when I'm at my destination. So I was traveling from no, not that one. So I was traveling from Detroit to LAX, and I was really focused on my work. I was staring at my computer, and we'd hitting some rough, some turbulence. There's always the turbulence where they ding the fasten your seatbelt on.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Get me a wetland knife. I got to fashion me a seatbelt.
Be your stylist. All right. Here she comes down the center aisle wearing her tray table.
Shoes by Dolce and Gabbana.
Nuts by the Peanut Company.
Are those Dr. Scholl's? Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. And they're gel.
Reminds me of the Buick commercial. That's not a Buick.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's still a Buick. Jesus, it's still a Buick.
When you know that you have to do that, then that's your problem. So, anyways, I'm sitting on this plane. Meanwhile, I'm so focused on my computer that I don't realize that the man next to me is having a full-on panic attack. His hands are like bent over, kind of like a T-Rex, and his neck muscles, his arteries in his neck are sticking out like a football player's, and he like had to extend his body to try to reach for the call button instead of getting my attention. I don't know if he could get my attention. So the lady comes over, and then I catch wind of like what's happening around me. So I look, and the guy's just like completely locked up, and so they asked me to move. So I spent the rest of that flight sitting in the back where the flight attendant usually sits by like the coffee maker and like all the metal cabinets where they keep food and stuff. She's like, "You want a beer?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, I just feel bad that a man next to me was having a full panic attack.
And I was focused on my peanuts and Bloody Mary mix.
Meanwhile, I'm working on a PowerPoint presentation on my slide animations.
Hey, buddy.
Maybe that guy needs a beer?
Yeah. Maybe you should get that guy a beer instead.
Or 20.
Hey, buddy, can you kick it down a notch over there? I'm trying to put together my PowerPoint presentation.
You just turned over and you said, "Why are you doing that? You look ridiculous."
Yeah. Hey, these slides aren't going to do themselves.
Stop foaming on my laptop.
So anyways,
I remember my first time flying.
Oh yeah, so that was a good.
Oh, we're all going right to hell, straight to hell.
Well, I mean, the guy lived, right?
Yeah, he lived, and it's funny.
Although it would have been funny if he went. No, he died.
I ended up.
Oh God!
I ended up talking to him through the flight, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were almost dying." And I was working on my computer. He's like, "No problem." He's like, "I actually travel once a week, and for whatever reason." He's like, it just became a mental thing, and he's like, I couldn't get it under control. But
you have such a way with words, D. You're like, hey, man, I didn't even notice you were dead.
Stop touching that.
No, I know. Sorry. I keep putting my hand over there, and
I didn't even notice you were dying. You have such a way with words. God, you are a wordsmith.
Yeah, why? Why did that happen?
Ugh.
Speaking of not keeping things under control and what's happening, Honch, not Honch, Jethrow. What is happening in the world of the interwebs?
I don't know what's happening. Stop looking at me while you talk to him.
This is not his thing. So this person on Yahoo.
Do they have a name, like question mark or Z?
They went with the pseudonym Anonymous.
Oh.
And so,
of course they did.
Well, that's a good one.
So we're going to make one up for them, and we'll call them Jeff.
Yeah.
Alabama
Poop Train.
He goes, I am taking some film classes, and my teacher told us when we are writing a horror script to not include a phone. Is this right?
Not include a phone?
Not include a phone. He said that if you include a phone, it can leave major plot holes in the script. He said that phones can lead to a cliche that everyone is tired of. He says that if you include a phone, it leads to the question, if they have a phone, why don't they just call for help?
Oh.
And then the answer is always because they do not have service or because the phone dies. He says this is a tired cliche.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's going to be getting harder to do, though. Because, like, I just mowed the lawn and I had my phone next to my face the whole time.
Right.
While I was mowing the lawn this morning.
I would say, like, I don't know how you could not include a phone.
Right.
Because it's like, well, why don't they have a phone?
Right. Yeah. Who doesn't have a phone anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, on my plane the other day, I was behind a girl and she had a flip phone, and I tapped her on the shoulder, and I was like, "Where did you get that flip phone?" She was like 20. She looked at me with her hipster look, and she's like, "Everybody's getting flip phones now." I was like, oh, okay. So you must be a hipster then.
Yeah. I can't wait till razors become popular again.
Yeah.
Because I had one of those, and I still have it. It's upstairs in my trunk drawer.
Yeah, well, maybe they can all use it to slit their wrists.
They just need to make that implant they put in your arm.
Yeah.
And so, like, you Inspector Gadget phone it with your hand. You just put your hand.
I forgot that wasn't a real thing. That's awesome. Yeah, they do need to do that. They definitely need to do that.
But that was also the same cartoon where the dog had
and that
earphones.
Also that little bit kind of, tells you how old I am, too.
If you don't know who Inspector Gadget is,
37 years old.
Yeah, it's a Japanese cartoon, I think.
Was it Japanese?
That's funny.
I don't know. I just made that up. I don't know.
Just
if
remember
it is.
the cat.
If it is Japanese, can you email it to us or go to our Facebook page, Delay Radio
But
Comedy?
to answer the question, I would have the phone in there.
Yeah.
But then I would write every time that the victim was pulling out their phone to call someone, the killer would just call their phone.
Oh.
Yes.
And so they couldn't make a call because it would just be answering the killer.
The phone
Hello?
is the way. The phone is
Oh,
the
sorry,
way.
I'm dying. I'm being killed right now. Can I call you back?
The phone is it, though. I mean, the phone will be the way that they initially track them and see them.
Or, yeah.
You're
make it
such a
part of it.
creep.
Yeah.
That is so creepy. Because I know you know how to do that. God.
I mean, that would be the
Lose
thing,
my
right?
number, creeper.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you really just want to forget about it and not do it, then it's easy. You have a group of the plot line is it's a group of kids. They go to a cabin on a lake.
Oh yeah, or
Right.
or you could just wait a few years and then not make any videos, and then when the rotary dial phone comes back, then you could do it. Be like, that could be your phone that you have to carry with you, the rotary dial deal.
Yeah.
We should,
It's coming back.
we could make a trend where we make a phone that has the rotary dial on the cell phone.
Oh yeah.
What?
And that could be that could be part of the movie plot too, because nobody knows how to work one of those anymore. So
It's just the movie will just be a giant Nokia advertisement.
we're so retarded, all of us, full retard.
The
But people keep
ringtone
listening,
tyrant
so-
is out
I know.
to get me.
I know. So what does that say? Does it say bad about us or bad about? No, it's bad about us.
I don't know.
It's entertaining.
Oh, you're gonna have to bleep that out. I just dropped the F-bomb there.
Oh, nice.
Although I'm sure half our listens are from me. I'm always at work listening to our podcast and just cracking up, and people just look at me weird.
What is he laughing at? Turns out, not very much.
Oh yeah. So I got a good one for you guys. Speaking of a good laugh, I'm a foodie. A lot of people know that about me.
We all are, I think.
Yeah,
I knew you liked to eat meat. I just didn't know it was food.
all the meat.
Yeah.
Oops, all meat.
All
This is my
Oops,
favorite-
all meat.
This is my new favorite cereal with the pepperonios. It's the equivalent of marshmallows and Lucky Charms.
Now with chicharrones.
Yeah. So a man was just sentenced to 50 years in prison, okay, for stealing fajitas. What? 50 years in prison in the state of Texas.
Those must be some really good fajitas.
Yeah,
Banging fajitas in
amazing
Texas.
fajitas, amazing. Especially they have to be really good in fajita, because Tex-Mex is like,
Oh yeah.
if there's not a sizzling plate of fajitas coming by you every 10 minutes at a Tex-Mex restaurant, then it's not Tex-Mex.
I'll have the chicken fajitas.
Because that's what it sounds. And then when they're carrying it by, they put it in like everyone's face that they're walking by, almost close enough to burn them with the cast iron skillet that they're cooked in.
Well, just so you get some little grease pops as it walks
Yeah.
by.
So this man, his name is Gilberto Escamilla. I think that's right. I don't know. I can't roll my tongue like you can, Hunch.
Yeah, I learned that when I was in college.
Gilberto. So
Gilberto.
yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, papi. So he was a former Texas juvenile center employee. So he's already in a place where people are getting in trouble. He stole $1.2 million worth of fajitas over 9 years.
I just wanted to fit in,
Yeah.
man.
So
Wait,
$1.2
can he get in trouble for
million
all of that?
yeah, because he was responsible for. So what he was doing.
But I mean,
I
shouldn't
don't-
there be like a statute of limitations?
I don't know
stealing
that the
fajitas?
statute of limitations applies to fajitas.
I don't think it applies to the state of Texas.
right. You know what? They should have just shot him. That's more the Texas way.
Probably
Do you think
would.
maybe that they just let him steal it until he got like a hefty like amount under his belt,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, by the way, we've been watching you this entire time."
Gotcha, bitch.
So basically what happened is like he was responsible for ordering and receiving the food. And so he would order this stuff on the invoices and get it, and then he would take care of it. So what happened is he ended up taking a day off, and that ended up being the day that one of his shipments showed up, and it was in the fridge. And so they're like, well, why did we get so much, and where's it coming from? And he said like it started off really small.
We don't sell fajitas here.
So it was I think like an 800 or 900 pound order of fajitas that was in the fridge, and they were trying to figure out what it was coming from. But I think, and they didn't say, but I imagine that he was selling it to like local restaurants.
Probably.
Man,
Yeah.
I got your fajitas, 1.2 million, or
Anyone want to buy this meat out of the back of my truck?
Yeah. Man, I was just over at Outback, and they said they don't need today's shipment, so I got the back in this freezer in my S10.
What?
Well, I was out there delivering, and this pallet fell over, and I gotta get rid of it.
Oh my god!
It was the order that caught him was 800 pound delivery.
So like, why didn't he just say like,
pounds of fajitas?
"Oh, they must have just messed up and sent us more than we ordered," or maybe that.
No, it wasn't more than they typically order, because that juvenile center
order.
that juvenile center doesn't even serve fajitas.
So he had literally been jacking these orders for years, and they've never served a fajita at the juvenile center.
And not even ordering like what they served there. If you're gonna do that, it was $1,251,578.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of fajitas.
That is a lot of fajitas. But that's like a week's worth of fajitas in Texas.
Yeah, probably.
Technically, that's really not that much.
Man, he was
Only about
hungry.
400 million fajitas a week.
He was hungry. So we probably have time for a would you rather. Do you want to do one of those?
Actually, I have a. I have a.
Oh, that's
story.
right. You have a personal story. Let's do that.
That's right.
Even better.
That's right. So me and my wife, most of my personal stories have to do with me and my wife because
it's actually somebody else's personal story.
yeah. No.
I prefer to put all of our normal stuff out there.
We went to see the new Avengers, the Infinity Wars.
I haven't been yet.
And no spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Don't ruin it for me. I'll stab you in the face.
But we were going to go out to eat before, and while we were running late, because that's our MO, is running late everything.
Oh, nice. Me too. Every day.
So
Speaking of,
instead of eating at the restaurant, we called them up and we were like, "Hey, just like bag it up," because I was like, "Well, wife, you have a pretty decent sized purse that you can just kind of." So we could have Chinese food at the movie instead of candy. And
your wife carries a duffel bag like my wife.
Instead of milk duds, she's got General Tso's chicken chews.
Actually, we did sweet and sour chicken and spicy orange.
Ooh. Oh, yum.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You mix those together. I'm going to tell you, if you
and
mix
we
those
also
together.
We also had egg rolls. And those little crab ragu things.
Ooh, this all went in her bag.
This all went in her bag.
That's a large bag.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, we took out some of the stuff. So
such as the wallet, the money.
we get in there, get our ticket, we sit down, and the movie starts. The lights dim, so I'm like, all right, dinner time, and pulling the stuff out. Well, I have a thing where I always eat like I haven't eaten in like a year.
Yeah.
And so like I was fine. I got done with all my food like pretty quickly, and I just kind of kicked my empty boxes under the seat in front of me. And so my wife, she's still eating, and I could see it out of the corner of my eye when the workers come by.
Oh no!
And so there's just boxes, these little Chinese boxes everywhere. And so obviously they're upset, and so they come over and they're talking to us. And they said, well, you guys can't bring food in here, so we're gonna have to ask you guys to leave. And so I used the argument that all the illegal immigrants use, and I said, well, we're already here, so you should just let us stay.
What'd they say?
They kicked us out.
Oh, nice, nice. But I've been here for like 6 minutes already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So But don't worry. I still kept my stub. So we just I waited out. We waited out in the parking lot for like 5-10 minutes for the manager to go away, and then we just like acted like we went to use the bathroom. And
You just
went
walk back in. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Nice. Screw you, movie theater.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
right.
And would you say that you had been avenged at that?
I have been avenged.
So, was the movie good? You like it?
Oh, it was awesome.
Good.
It was awesome.
Good. Don't tell me anymore.
Right. Well,
I'm so excited.
gentlemen, we are out of time for this week's episode of Delay Radio. If you want to reach out to us, listen to us on Spotify, Google Play, and iTunes. Leave a review. Email us at Delay Radio. Yes, please. Review.
Yes,
we want to
reviews.
get better. We want to talk about things that you guys want to hear. So Delay Radio at Comedy. Delay Radio at Comedy. We own that domain. DelayRadioComedy@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook.
You just made a Reddit too.
Yeah, and we have Reddit. So
nice.
Yeah,
is it in the NSFW 411 part?
Oh, I don't.
Yes,
think
it's
then I'll never find it.
It's tagged not safe for work.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
cool.
All right. Well, and on behalf of myself and the Honch
Yo.
and the Jethro,
Yep.
this has been Delay Radio.